family. So today we have an exciting video. We will be talking about how we met. I know you guys have been waiting on this video, so here it is. So are you ready?
Of course I'm ready. I've been holding on to this for a little bit, so I think we should just go ahead and let the world know how we met.
Okay, so you go ahead and get started.
So it all started at Albany State in Albany, Georgia. And Jessica and I were college students there. And it was a bright, sunny afternoon. And I was promoting a party.
Yeah.
So, and for those of you who don't know, I am a member of Kappa Alpha Psi. And me and my fraternity brothers are promoting a party back to school. And I go into the dorms and I see Jessica there with her friends. And I see her and I'm like, wow, she's pretty. And I walk right up to her and I don't know what I'm going to say. And I just figure, I'm just going to be myself.
Yeah.
And I walk up to her and I say, hey, how you doing? My name is Jovahn. And she tells me her name is Jessica. And I tell her that we're having a party and she should come out and celebrate with us.
Yeah.
And then she tells me that she's actually celebrating her birthday coming up. So I'm like, wow, that's perfect. How about this? Let me buy you a drink. I show you a good time.
Yeah.
And she goes for it. She's like, yeah. So, we share a few more words, but that's pretty much about the extent of it,
That's pretty much it.
And then I take off with my friends. And I didn't ask her for her information. I didn't ask her for her cell phone number or anything like that. I mean, that was pretty much it. But I remember thinking to myself, like, just play it cool. It's the beginning of the year. I'm probably going to see this young lady again. And that's pretty much where I left it off.
So yeah, that was a pretty interesting experience, especially being a freshman since he was a junior. I remember being really, really excited and like, oh my gosh, this upperclassman is talking to me or whatever, because, I'm still a freshman. So it's like, wow. And I wanted to go to the party or whatever, but I didn't have a ride. And I was talking to someone too. So yeah, I didn't go. And I hate that I missed out on it because I heard it was really nice.
Yeah, it turned out. And I remember looking for Jessica in the party too. I remember, I didn't spend a whole lot of time looking for Jessica, but I remember thinking about her and like just keeping an eye out for her. Mm-hmm. But I never did see her. Nevertheless, we had a great time. But I did wonder if I was going to see her again.
Yeah, I wonder if I was going to see you again too.
Mm-hmm.
So it was crazy because I guess a few days later or whatever, and I was leaving the cafeteria with a friend, the caf, that's what we called it. And I was walking towards my dormitory, and I heard someone say, hey, Jessica. And I turn around, and it's him. And I'm like, oh, my goodness. He remembered my name, And I was like, wow. Like, I was just floored. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh, my goodness. He remembered my name. And we walked back to... what was it, Gibson? No, I was in Wiley. We walked back to Wiley Hall, and we just had a nice little conversation, and he was really nice, and he was just like, I didn't see you at the party, and what happened, and, I gave him the spill, and I felt kind of bad, especially because he asked me that too, and I was like, oh, that sucks, but at least he's talking to me right now, And I remember you, like, smiling like that, and you were just listening.
Yeah, it was funny because when I first met Jessica and I asked her what her name was, and she told me her name was Jessica, and I was like, thank God, man, because, going to a black school, Albany State University is a HBCU, and going to a black school, you can meet a lot of people with a lot of interesting names. So the fact that Jessica had a simple name, I was like, thank you. Yeah. Okay, I think I can remember this one. And so when I saw her and I called out to her, I could tell that she didn't recognize my voice. Mm-mm. And when she turned around, she had this big old smile. She smiled ear to ear. And, it really captivated me, you know, like that smile. I can see that smile right now. I was like, Jessica's really easy to talk to. I really like that about her. And I just remember like, man, you know, the conversation is smooth, everything is clean. And I tell you, once we got down and we had a little bit of conversation, we talked for about, what, 30 minutes or so? I still didn't get her phone number.
Nope, he didn't.
Still didn't get her phone number. I chalked it up to faith. We'll see what happens from here. So, so it's fall 2005, and at this time, Facebook is brand new, and it's still only like exclusive for college students. And it just came to Albany State, and I remember Jessica being like ecstatic about Facebook. And Jessica and I became Facebook friends. And this is kind of how we you know, kept in touch. And she had a boyfriend, and I was very respectful of that, and I didn't want to, you know, get involved or anything like that. But so we just kept it cordial, very friendly. Every now and again, you know, I'll check in with her, just say what's up, hey, how you doing, or something like that. And I'll see her around, and we'll speak. But it was very cordial, very simple. I mean, very boring, if you will. And that's how it was all the way up into October. And her boyfriend hit a rough patch.
So yeah, we just grew apart. I was in the band, and I remember him sending me a text message basically saying that I think we should just be friends or whatever. And I was on a trip. We were at an away game, and he wasn't in the band, but I received a text message, and I was just like, okay, whatever. And
one man's loss, another man's gain.
So after that, you know, we started talking more, and we were still friends. It wasn't like, oh, Gail, let me just jump the gun and we're gonna start kicking it real hard. It wasn't like that, you know. It's just really nice. He'll sit and talk to me, you know, if anything went wrong. He was just a gentleman, really sweet and respectful and just nice. And I love that. And he was different from other guys. He wasn't trying to just go to the next base right away. He really took his time with it, and I enjoyed that, and I enjoyed his company too, because he was just a friend, you know. He was a friend first.
And that was kind of how I wanted to play it, you know. I really liked Jessica. I thought she was a sweet girl, and I had no idea where things were going to go. At this point, you know, I had some experience with women, in a sense where, you know, it's really just, it's good to be a good guy, you know, to be a nice guy, to be a person that you can talk to. And that's kind of my approach was with Jessica. I got Jessica's phone number via Facebook. I finally asked her if I could have her number, and she gave it to me. And then we would talk to each other, and sometimes she would talk to me. And one time she had called me, and I was out and about at an event, and she had called me because she just needed somebody to talk to. So I came, scooped her up at the...
Oh, you're talking about when we went to Crystal's?
And we went to Crystal's. I took her to Crystal to get something to eat. So we was talking at the dorms, and I was like, hey, you hungry? And of course she is. She's always hungry. And I take her to Crystal's, and they had this promotion, chili cheesification.
Like everything was like chili cheese on it. You know, Crystal, the fries. I think I got some chili cheese fries that night. And we just sat down outside of Crystal's, and we talked. And it was actually pretty. It was fun.
Yeah, play some music, and it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, it was our first date.
I don't know if you would consider it a date, but we definitely became closer.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, and we talked for a bit.
And then we sat in the car and listened to Bobby Valentino.
Listened to Bobby V. And then I took her back to the dorm, but we definitely became closer. I think that's when it was less friends and more like, I like you. And then from there it was on.
Oh yeah, it's on and popping.
So The second thing that we did kind of together was a haunted house.
Yeah.
So KK Sai put on a haunted house, and Jessica decided to dress up as this fine ass, I don't know what you want to call it, because it wasn't even a costume. She just got dressed up, and she had these little short shorts on, she had these black stockings on, and she had this thing for metallics. This is 2005 now.
Yeah, it was
so
like
metallics was out, and she had like these silver pumps on and this silver bag, these silver accessories like a silver belt.
A mess. I used to work at Wet Seal, and I used to just wear everything they had in the store, and it was a hot mess.
Uh-huh.
And I can't believe I used to dress like that, but yeah.
But she was looking very sexy, very sexy.
Ugh,
Yeah.
you couldn't get me to dress like that right now.
What was your costume?
I don't know. Probably just want to dress raunchy just because it's Halloween, just like they say on Mean Girls.
Yeah. So, and here's the thing, like, nobody has a costume on. Like,
no,
you know,
everyone around us, like, the girls.
Everybody just kind of, like, dressed up as they are, including myself. So, Jessica stands out like a sore thumb. But guess what? She's with me. So, everything is cool. And all eyes is on us. All eyes is on us.
Mm-hmm.
Jessica and I, we're together at this event. People know me now.
Yeah, and
it's
they're
not like I'm a regular guy. I am who I am.
Fraternity, yeah, you know, people know him.
Yeah, so being that I'm in a fraternity, I'm a fraternity man. So that give us even more attention.
Mm-hmm.
And so Jessica and I together, she's on my arm, and you know, we walk through the haunted house, and she, you know, clenches up on me, and we hold hands. And
it was scary.
Yeah, it was actually pretty good. It was a pretty good production.
Yeah, it was.
I gotta give him that.
Yeah. Okay, so a few weeks passed, and he invited me over to his house, but his apartment with his roommates or whatever. And it was a Sunday, I remember that. And it was nice and crisp, you know, the temperature's getting ready to change, and I could just feel it right now, you know. I had on like this sweater. I mean, I know that's irrelevant, but I'm just trying to imagine everything.
No, take him there.
Anyway, you know, usually on Sundays on the campus, it's not really a lot of people. It's kind of dead, you know. People just walk around. It's a chill day, you know what I mean? So he came, and he picked me up, and I was so excited. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm getting ready to go to his house and hang out. And, you know, I have already heard through my friends, because his friends became my friends, like my best girlfriends. So they knew him before me because they were a class higher than me. Anyway, they were like, oh yeah, they have a nice crib and blah, blah, blah. So he picked me up in his Volvo, and it's an older Volvo. And her name was Shelby. He named his car.
Yeah.
And
so 960, 1996, 960. It was about 10 years old.
Yeah. It was like burgundy. And it was an older car, and I didn't care. I remember it smelling good. He kept his car really clean.
Yeah.
And we were riding back, and we stopped at a convenience station, a gas station or whatever. And the car started acting up or whatever, and she was like smoking. Wasn't she smoking or something?
Yeah, the radiator was bad.
Yeah.
It had a bad radiator, so it would go hot. And
Yeah.
I saw that the temperature was going up, so that's why I pulled over.
And I remember he was like, oh, he's like, I have to go out, and he didn't say all, but he's like, I have to go out and, you know, take care of my car. And he looked at me, and he was like, she doesn't like new girls. Something like that. And he kind of rubbed the car like this. He was like, it's okay, baby. And then he went out and did what he had to do. Okay, so we get to the neighborhood, and it's a great neighborhood. I'm like, wow, they're living like this for college students, because they were like luxury apartments.
Yeah.
He and his roommates.
Yeah.
So we go in, and I was nervous. I was really, really, really nervous. You know, we went to the sunroom.
And sunroom.
Yeah, he had a sunroom, and he got on the computer, and he started playing music for me. And we were listening to Anita Baker, some Barry White, was it Shalimar, DeBarge, Minnie Riperton. You know, we like old school music. So we were listening to that, and I was like, I like it too. And we were just talking about different songs, and, you know, just combining ideas and just enjoying each other, and it was so special to me.
Yeah.
And he made an album too. It was called Sunset.
You gotta tell him the name.
I'm sorry, but that is.
I made her a boyfriend CD.
A boyfriend CD. That's what we did in the 2000s and 90s. I mean, we were kids, but you get what I'm saying. Back in the day, I don't think they do that anymore unless they use their iPods.
Yeah, MP3 playlist.
Yeah, I'll email it to you. Okay, I'll airdrop it for you. No, we made disc.
Yeah.
So we listened to that, and I cherished that album. I was like, oh my gosh, this is so cool.
I think I still have it.
We still have it.
Yeah.
We do. It's in our cases, and it's dope too.
Yeah.
The playlist is nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, I remember doing that, and we just hung out that day, and we just enjoyed each other. We had a great time. I was like, at that point, I knew that I loved him. I did.
Just, you didn't even know me.
I know, but I just fell in love. I was like, oh my gosh, this guy is awesome. He's not like the other guys. He don't want to listen to T-Pain all day, and
T-Pain was cool.
T-Pain was amazing, but I mean, you
So T-Pain just came out at this time too. He was hot.
Yeah,
he was hot at Fish Street.
Like, we still kill that song. So.
Yeah, down at Albany State. Yeah, he was hot.
But yeah, and then, you dropped me back off. And that was it. It was just really innocent, really sweet.
Yeah.
And then, again, in my head, I'm like, this guy is great. He's not trying to, go there with me. He's very respectful. I'm like, he's amazing.
I took to the fact that she cared a lot about her family and her little cousins and her aunts.
Mm-hmm.
And we shared kind of like, our dreams and our goals and kind of where we want to be. And, it kind of stimulated me. Well, not kind of. It really did stimulate me. And I like that. I enjoyed the conversation. And I enjoyed the conversation about music. And I do remember talking to, I had kind of left the sunroom just for a second.
Yeah.
And my one of my frat brothers, my roommates, was like, man, she talks a lot. And
I was nervous. I was really nervous.
And I'm like, doesn't bother me none. So, I mean, to each his own, right? But I knew that Jessica was special. So I didn't even mind the silliness or whatever, her being an underclassman. I never really saw her like that. I saw Jessica as somebody special, somebody I should really, consider as someone special. So that's kind of how I always treated it.
I saw you as someone special too.
So from this point, Jessica and I have become a lot closer, and we become a little bit more intimate. We're not going to go into all those details, but we are tight.
Oh yeah,
And the attraction is hot. I mean, it is hot. Like,
everyone sees it too, even around campus. Like, I mean, you couldn't separate us. We were like this, for real. We were locked on each other, and there was no stopping us. Yeah. It was crazy.
Yeah. And it was polarizing too. Everybody wasn't feeling it. Some people felt like, oh, she's an underclassman. He's a Kappa. You got to watch out for those guys. And I mean, so it was one of those things where everybody wasn't down for what we were doing, but it was just us against the world. Like, man, I'm digging you, you digging me. Let's make something of it. So I remember it was the holiday season. Mm-hmm. And everybody was packing up to go back home for Christmas break. Yeah. And I went down to see Jessica during the Christmas break. And I met her parents. And I didn't know what to think. So, I wanted to look respectable. So I remember putting on a sweater.
You did. You were super cute.
I put on a sweater, some slacks.
And he had his hair a little longer, so a little curly and stuff. He had some cute little curls going on, and with the fade, it was.
So I met the parents, and I remember meeting your mom. Your mom was real sweet. Yeah. And she liked me, and.
She was the first person he ever liked, because she really doesn't like She didn't have people on her, so.
Yeah, she was. I mean, she didn't seem to be disapproving.
No, she wasn't.
And your stepdad was a nice guy, one of the nicest guys I ever met.
Yeah.
And we really hit it off really, really, really good. I mean, to the point where we all exchanged numbers. I'm like, here's my number, and they gave me their number, and it was really cool. So I was like, man, this is awesome. I'm glad, I came down, and then I met her little sister as well, Shahira.
Yeah.
And it was just a really nice little, meeting of the family.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, I took Jessica out. We got something to eat.
I think we went to Wendy's. No, I'm serious. I think we went to Wendy's.
Yeah, broke college students,
Wendy's on Great Highway in Macon.
Yeah, I got something to eat. And
I was sad. I didn't want to see him leave.
Yeah.
So now a couple months has passed, and it is February, and I remember the day. It was February 7th. And I will tell you something about me. Now, Facebook already dropped back in 2005, so now we're in 2006. And I was addicted to Facebook. Yes. I mean, to a point where my friends would have to hide the laptop or say, no, you're not going to come in here and get on Facebook today. Like, I stayed on Facebook. It was a really bad addiction. I don't even know why, because Facebook wasn't nowhere near the way it is now. So I don't even understand what I was looking at, because they didn't have news feeds and stuff like they had now.
It was just profiles.
Just profiles, but I was addicted to it. And it's so funny now, because it's like my job, social media, but whatever.
Yeah. It was gearing you up for it.
I guess so, maybe so. So I have a request, and it gave me a little notification to say, Jovahn Lewis would like to be your boyfriend. And I'm like hyperventilating. And I remember I was in my friend's Jennifer's room on her computer on Facebook because she's like the only one that would let me get on it on their computer. And I was like, oh my gosh, you want to be my boyfriend? I started crying because I was so happy because, we were talking for a few months, and I'm like, oh my goodness, you want to make it official? So I'm like, of course, yes. And I remember when I accepted, like, all of our friends, like, oh my gosh, what? And people were liking it. And, like, wow, what? And it's like everyone around the school knew that we were official. And I guess to celebrate, since it was like around Valentine's Day, the next week we went to see a stage play called Casino. And it had Gerald Levert. Kelly Price was in it, right? Kelly Price, some other people. It was a great stage play. Yeah. And we enjoyed it. And it was probably the last time we've seen Gerald Levert before he passed away or whatever. But it was a double date with our friend Jennifer and, his line brother. Yeah. And we had a great time. I remember that. It was like our first photo, official boyfriend and girlfriend picture that we took together. Yeah. And I had on this green suede blazer and some wide leg. I don't know if they were jeans or pants or whatever. And he had on his black blazer, looking all nice, had a fresh haircut.
Fresh velvet. I actually wore that same jacket in the 10-year anniversary.
Yeah. So he kept all his clothes because his waist stays the same. So
I'm still the same size.
Yeah. And I was like, man, you couldn't tell me anything. I was so happy. I thought I was grown that night. I was only 19, but
yeah, we felt grown though, right?
We felt really grown.
So I wasn't shy about asking Jessica to go out with me. No. I wasn't shy about asking her to be my girlfriend. The reason why I chose Facebook is because she was so addicted to it. She really. She'll obsess.
It was unhealthy. It was like an unhealthy addiction.
It was the best way for me to, kind of utilize her obsession to kind of translate the message.
Yeah,
I knew it would mean so much more.
It did.
Yeah.
I was like, he's so smart and
part of our story. Yeah. I thought about that. I thought it through, and
I was like, oh no, it was perfect. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like when. Your guy proposed to you at the best moment ever, in the best situation, in the best setting. And Facebook was it.
So this is February. My birthday comes up in March. And I decided to take Jessica to a concert and we go to our first concert together.
Yeah.
To go see Kim
in Atlanta at the Fox Theater.
At the Fox Theater, we go see Kim.
We also went to Justin's.
And we went to Justin's too. Yeah. And this was kind of like the casino date was awesome, but this was like the first Grand Slam date that I ever been on, participated in. I mean, it was like laid out.
And I met your mom for the first time too.
Yes,
and your grandma and your aunt.
Yep.
So she was really nice.
Right, the date was grandiose.
Yeah.
We went to go see. We went to Justin's. We went to the Fox Theater to see Kim in concert. Amazing.
It was amazing.
Amazing. So the next part of the story, Jessica and I take a vacation on spring break, and we go down to Daytona, Florida, and it was a beautiful time. I'm with my best friend and his girlfriend, and it's just the four of us: me, Jess, Brandon, and Brittany. And we all been together for around about the same amount of time. We all been dating for around about the same amount of time.
Yeah.
So the chemistry is just perfect all the way around.
Yeah.
You know?
And me and Brittany are like friends anyway. So.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So that just made it better.
Yeah. and so we go to the aquarium. We go to these really nice restaurants. We got some oysters.
Oh yeah, that was my first time trying raw oysters, and they were delicious.
Yeah. We played some cards in a hotel. Let me tell you about this hotel. The hotel wasn't the best. You gotta remember, we were broke college students, so we weren't able to get the best hotel. In fact, we got this hotel off of one of those deals. What is it? Timeshare deals.
Yeah.
We had to go and do like a little walk around.
Did we have to do that?
Yes.
Oh, I forgot about that.
We had to do like a little walk around for like an afternoon, and they gave us the free hotel. So the hotel wasn't the best, but we still used the amenities. We went to the hot tub.
Yeah.
And
that was rough. That
it's
photo.
Funny. Yeah, it's funny because we took some pictures in the hot tub, but then everybody was like, I don't want to start using it.
Yeah, it looked like you were in some rundown gym or something. It just looked really bad.
Like the paint was chipping around it, and
it didn't look good.
It felt nice because it was like outdoors. It was like moonlit.
Yeah, but you guys were getting out because you were like, it's hot.
Yeah, it was so hot.
But I think hot tubs are hotter to guys anyway. So.
But this one was steaming hot.
They were cooking.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I noticed that Jessica was kind of a little under the weather.
Yeah.
In this, well, not necessarily under the weather. I would say she was fatigued.
I was irritable too.
Yeah. And I remember one time I wanted to take Jess on this moonlit stroll down the beach, you know, and it called me a hopeless romantic, but I'm like, babe, let's go take this walk. And she's like, not into it. And it really ruined my morale. Like, I'm upset. And, you know, I'm explaining to Jess, like, let's go, let's do fun stuff like this. And, you know, she's like, I'm tired, I want to go to bed. And I'm like, we're on vacation.
Yeah.
You don't sleep on vacation.
I think that was kind of maybe like our first argument.
Yeah. So,
I mean, it wasn't like really bad or anything, but you know, the first time we kind of disagreed on something, and I was just so sleepy and irritable, and I couldn't understand why I was smelling everything, and it was driving me crazy. Like, I was smelling everything. And I'm like, what is going on? And part of me knew, like, oh my gosh. And I told him, like, I think I may be pregnant. And he was like, no, you're not. I'm like, yes, I am. I think I am.
I don't think we had that conversation until we was.
No, I remember being in the. Yeah, I think it was right before.
It was at the end.
We were in the elevator, and I remember saying something to you about it. You like, I think you'll be fine. I'm like, I don't think so. I think you knew. I think you just didn't want to.
The possibility certainly was there. Just because of how hot the chemistry was between us.
Yeah.
But so after the vacation, like Jessica was saying, towards the end of the vacation, she kind of like opened up, like, "Hey, I think I may be pregnant." And at first, I was kind of like, "I don't know. Maybe you're thinking too much into this." I started to like really think about it. I'm like, man, I mean, maybe we should pay a little bit more attention.
Yeah.
And then she was telling me about her cycle and stuff like that, and I'm like, I don't know anything about that, so I kind of had to take her at her word. So when we got back to Albany, I said, okay, let's go to the clinic. Let's get the word on this. Let's figure out what the situation is.
Yeah, before that night when we were came back, if you remember, we went to the grocery store. We got a pregnancy test, an EPT.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And we were so nervous, and like your friends, everyone was at the house, and I don't know how we did that. We went in your room, and I was in the bathroom, but and we
it was like, always a full house. At
always. It was like the unofficial frat house.
It was an unofficial frat house. Yeah.
And it was so crazy because that day when I came back, I cooked dinner for everybody. I remember I made like macaroni and cheese, and I wanted an apple pie. And you were like, you want a pie? And I just cooked a Sunday dinner for everybody, and we all ate it. I remember B-Rob was like, there's some good macaroni. And cheese. It was like from scratch, homemade macaroni. Yeah. Anyway, I went to the bathroom, I took the test, and I'm like, okay, well, according to this, it says I'm not pregnant. And then we looked at it again, and then it was like, no, you are pregnant. Yeah. And I remember we were just looking at each other like, you know that SpongeBob meme with Mr. Krabs? And it's like everything is kind of like in a warp zone. Yeah. That's how I felt. I was
like, what is it? Like,
so, yeah.
And we were like in there's this place like, it was like a faded line or something like that. Yeah. Like it wasn't really distinct.
Yes. So he looked at me. We were on the bed. We were laying on the bed. I remember this like yesterday. We were just laying stretched across the bed. And you looked at me and you were like, I'm taking you to the clinic tomorrow. And I didn't want to go. And I started crying. Like, no, I got to take you to the clinic. I got to take you. And I remember it was at the end of the day. It felt like the longest day in my life at school because that's all I could think about. I couldn't focus.
Yeah.
We went down there. We filled out the paperwork. And I'm like, oh, my goodness. Peed in a cup or whatever. We're in the room waiting. The nurse comes. She's like, okay, it's going to take about 10 minutes. She looks at things. She's like, wait, it's already giving me a result. It literally like a minute.
Yeah, it was so fast.
It was immediately. Yeah. And she was like, oh, honey, you're pregnant. Yeah. And I was like, oh, my God. All I could think about is my mom is going to beat the brakes off of me. She's going to kill me. Yeah. And I just started crying. Like tears just started running down my eyes. I looked over at him. He's kind of in the corner just like this. And he has a smirk on his face, but he's like, it's not like, yeah, I did it. Yeah. It's kind of like, wow. Like, I don't even know what was going through his head. I'm sitting here looking at him like, what the heck are you smirking about? Like, dude, we're going to get in trouble. Well, that's what I was thinking. Yeah. You know?
I was thinking I'm going to be a dad. Wow, right?
I don't know. I was just...
I was a proud dad.
I was on... sick. My mom doesn't play, you know? And I was just like, oh my gosh, I screwed up. I was stupid. I should have never done this. Like, you know, what was I thinking? Like, why did I do something like this? I just ruined my life, you know? And I remember after that, it was weird. It was like I was walking, but I wasn't walking. I don't know about Jovahn, but I felt like I wasn't even moving. I was having an out-of-body experience. Yeah. And I remember next to the clinic, he went, I don't know what happened, but his brain literally went into like dad mode. He's like, okay, well, you're pregnant now. We're going to figure this out. Things are going to be okay. And I don't know. It just made me so happy because it was just, I hate to always be crying on these things. But it was like, oh my gosh, this guy is really stepping. I wasn't expecting that. I didn't know what to do. I literally like did this. And he took off and he just took care of business and he made sure I was taken care of. He took me to Walmart and he bought like groceries and made sure I had, you know, just made sure, you know, I had food, healthy foods and everything, and it was just really sweet. So yeah, I just felt that I felt bad. I felt bad for him because I felt like I ruined his life. You know, he had so much going for him, and I'm like, I messed it up, and I messed my life up. And he made me feel like, no, we can do this. And I want to thank you for that, you know, for giving me hope in such a sad time.
Yeah. So at this time, you know, in my mind, I'm not thinking about all the things that's going against me. In fact, I'm thinking about all the things that I need to do to make things right. To make things comfortable for Jess, So I'm thinking about, okay, so where are we going to live? How I'm going to make money? Um, where do I want to be when I grow up? And how do I make it all happen? And I asked, I started to become, very spiritual at this time because now I'm like, okay, what do I do? I don't know, And my friends wasn't really a lot of help because they don't know any better,
Yeah.
They're same age as me. What do they know, right?
Yeah.
And, I started leaning on my parents and I asked them. And I remember my father was really upset with me. He was really upset. And
he didn't yell at you, though.
Well, we had a conversation. No, he didn't yell.
My mom yelled it.
But we had a conversation. We had a long conversation. We talked on the phone for several hours. And he was basically just telling me, okay, you want to act like an adult. You want to do what married folks do. So now you have a baby on the way. Now you about to see what adulthood is really, really, really like. And that's basically he just told me like, okay, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
What did your mom say?
I didn't talk to my mom.
Oh.
Not initially. And so I just took that wisdom that he gave me, and then I also, I prayed a lot about it, and I kind of thought to myself, what would Jesus do if he knocked up his girlfriend? And I'm thinking, and I asked myself that question for real, like, what would Jesus do if he knocked up his girlfriend? And I'm thinking, like, I don't think he would leave her. I don't think he would abandon her. I don't think he would, selfishly, do his own thing. I think he would try to make the best of the situation. And then that became my motivation. Just let's make the best of this situation. And I remember talking to Jess. The way I proposed to her was very subtle,
mm-hmm.
very just casual. Jessica and I was laying in bed one night, and after I got all this feedback from my father, and after praying about it, and I talked to my mother at this point, and after all that feedback, Jess and I was laying down in bed, and we were just casually laying there, very, comfortable. And I remember the moon kind of like piercing through the blinds. It was so bright. And I said, hey, Jess, let's get married.
Yeah, you said, will you marry me?
Yeah.
And I said yes. And then we prayed afterwards.
Yeah. And we prayed. And
I'm sorry, like at this time it was really hard for me because like my mom was giving me a really hard time and I stopped talking to her and it was stressful and I won't get into details, but it was really bad. And I felt like he was the only one that I could talk to. And I don't know, I'm sorry about getting so emotional, but it's a lot. It's a lot for me.
So, I didn't even buy her a ring.
No.
Not at this point. I just came and I asked her if she would marry me. She said yes. And then I remember we went and talked to Brandon and Brittany, and we told them, and they were just kind of like stone cold, like like you tell somebody that you about to get married, and you expect like elation, right?
Yeah, because usually like when you're young, you have friends that they have babies. They don't usually get married. We're young, And everyone was like, "What? Are you crazy?"
Yeah, exactly. That was kind of like the.
Did your parents force you to do this? I
Yeah.
mean, one girl in high school, I remember getting some message on Facebook, and someone was like, "So-and-so said your mom made you and your husband get married." I'm like, "Where you get that mess from? My mom didn't even want me to get married. She didn't even want me to have a baby. Like, she didn't have anything to do with this." You know, I guess because people just couldn't believe that, you know, people, us, so young would do such a thing. Like, no, you're ruining your life even more now. Who cares about a baby getting married? It's like, no, don't do that. You're only 19 and 21. Why would you do something like that, you know?
Yeah. I remember, you know, people kind of being a little standoffish.
Oh, yeah.
And
felt like a lot of people turned their backs on us.
Yeah, kind of like a, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to tell you.
And they like kind of, you know, got away from us, and we got away from them because, you know, at this point we're not on that level anymore.
Yeah. And you know, Jessica kind of we had to lean on each other, and it was literally us against the world.
It was,
and it made us stronger. It brought us together, and I decided to join the military because I didn't want to stay in school with all that attention. I didn't want to just go to work and continue to live in Albany or Athens or Macon. I didn't think that, you know, opportunities were in Georgia, honestly. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to take my family and I'm going to get up out of here. And I joined the military. I decided to join the Air Force.
Yeah. And
I think that was probably one of the best decisions that I've made up to this point, you know. Asking Jessica to marry me and then joining the military in that order, because it changed my life dramatically, changed our lives dramatically. And had I not joined the military, Jessica probably wouldn't be Mahogany Curls.
No.
Because we was in Germany, and her being separated from her friends and her family and not really having a whole lot of opportunity there to work and stuff like that. She had the YouTube community, and, you know, she had her newfound passion, and she filled her days, you know, studying and learning more about here and talking here. And that's how, you know, the birth of Mahogany Curls came about.
Yeah. And, you know, with our wedding or whatever, we didn't have... With our wedding, or, you know, we didn't have one. I remember we got a marriage license, one of the happiest days of my life, too. I was like, we got our marriage. I was so happy going to that courthouse. And I was like, oh my gosh, my name changed. You know, I'm not Chambliss anymore. I'm Lewis. And then we went to the pastor's office. Probably like, I don't know, a week or so later. And he married us. And of course, I'm a crybaby, so I was like crying in there. And
we do have pictures. You would never see them.
Yeah,
nobody ever sees them. It's just for Jess and our eyes only.
And
it's,
you know,
so humble.
Very humbling.
So,
very, I mean, very humbling. We had collared shirts on, white shirts,
so
and
I
black
had a white dress shirt on.
And I had
Jessica had a white dress shirt on. And we both had black slacks.
Yeah, that was it.
We like ushers.
And I had my hair. Is that you didn't like ushers? Now that I think about it.
Oh my goodness.
Whatever. You know, and his mom was supposed to be there, but she came late. She was running a little late, but it's okay.
She was late.
So it's just the three of us, and it was very spiritual. It was very moving, and it was special to us. You know, it wasn't, and I've never had a wedding, but it's okay. You know, like I am. So, and I'm okay with that. And that's how we did it. It was just very small. It wasn't anything big.
That's our story. That's how we met.
Yeah.
I hope you enjoyed it. I mean,
yeah, I'm sorry for crying. So it's just a lot for me. So I know you guys like just always crying, but I hope you guys enjoyed the story, and let us know what you think. Again, like, comment, subscribe, and again, thank you guys so much for your support.
Thank you.
And we'll see you all next time. Bye.